All right. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my Teaching the Dailies series. Today we have level 6. We already made it to level 6, and now we have some serious games. The games are not going to be easy. Um, there's going to be a lot more stuff to track, a lot of things that I am liable to missing, and I think it's just going to be an interesting episode, so I hope that I am able to provide some good insight and analysis to things. Um, So I think I'm gonna just get started, but before I do get started, I would like to say that yes, there are gonna be some hard setups, and there also might be some venues that I am also not completely comfortable on, like the setups wise. For example, three of pub is probably like my second weakest setup, so I will hopefully be able to go through my thought process and maybe find the spy. But if I don't, I can analyze and maybe figure out why I didn't find them. Also hoping that since typically like at the higher levels it's harder to win normal setups, that I feel like the more balcony games that are played, they have a find a way of creeping into these dailies, because in the higher levels balcony can kind of be looked at as like a coin flip venue, and so there's a lot more spy wins on it than any other venue typically. So I think that we'll be finding some balcony, and balcony is my weakest venue, and I typically don't really have a good sniper rate on it, so it'll be a little bit harder for me to get good value out of it, but hopefully, if we run into that, it'll be okay. Um, but yeah, like I said, so we're gonna have players who are pretty serious, players and players who know, what they're doing. They're kind of, at that intermediate to high intermediate level in level 6. Like I said, in the very first level, it ranges from level 0 to 7, and so today we have level 6. And so these are players who I think at least have 500 wins. It's like 500, 750, or like 1,000 wins or something like that. So they've played for quite a bit of time, and I would say that like a lot of members, or I would say like a lot of players in level 6 are members of the community, or people who have like tried to play SpyParty seriously at one point. So for example, we have Gentleman versus Silverthorn, and I know both of them. They're both from the Discord, and yeah, it's gonna be a hard game, as like many others. And I hope that not like I hope that the instructive value of these isn't outweighed by my lack of focus. So, but let's just get into it here. We have 3 of 7 pub, which means that I can't play in a way such that I can camp the hardtails. I have to play in a way where I just kind of I still have to keep track of the hardtails, but I kind of have to track flirt, because notice that you can do a completely soft tail game in flirt, contact, and inspect one statue. And yeah, I might also have to take into account some pathing into the game, just so I could give myself an edge, and maybe some etiquette and watch etiquette. Just because I feel like um, normally, like on these 3 of 7 venues, you kind of want to be keeping up with like the party and keeping up with what everyone's doing. And since you can't watch flirt all the time or have a perfect memory of flirt unless you have like maybe photographic memory, I think that you kind of have to incorporate some other things into your game. And while it doesn't have to strictly be pathing or etiquette, I think that you kind of want to take a bunch of different factors into a calculated guess into what you're doing. And this is just for this venue that I'm kind of saying this for. Pub 3 of 7 is very difficult setup, and I feel like it's unlike something like Terrace or High Rise 3 of 7, where I feel like it's at least a little bit easier to play. I think that pub gets pretty difficult. But there is 2 minutes and 45 seconds, so the spy definitely can't just lay back and relax. They have to keep going, and so whoever I see constantly going in and out of conversation circles or going next to people, I'm going to be more suspicious of them. So, let's get started here. As usual, I'm just going to say what the general game plan is. So I'm going to watch statues, and for this one, there's a difference. I'm going to watch everyone's sort of initial positioning in conversation, and just keep note of it. So I'll explain like in the game what I'm doing. But let's go. So our first pub 3 of 7 setup. A very difficult setup for me, and a lot of other people that I don't think really like it that much. But let's get going here to our level 6 dailies. All right, HH, and I'm watching the ambassador right now to make sure there's no early bugs. And I'm also watching who gets offered a bar first, which I believe it is Alice. Alice isn't next to anybody, and there's no bugs. Queen takes a good path around the bar, and I will try my best to explain some pathing things later on in the set or on analysis. So Alice goes in between Taft and Wheels. Buns was next to Smallman. Okay, so General and Alice, the only two bar goers in that right conversation. I think General sends Seek, and Alice sends either Taft or Wheels. I can't really tell if she delegates, because remember, it delegates whoever's closest. Buns has a print. I think she's the first one with the print. And notice how Alice is walking away, but she didn't send either Taft or Wheels because neither of them are at the bar. I was watching to make sure Rocker maybe didn't swap, but it doesn't look like that's the case. And General is now in between two other people. There's a print at bar now. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in this party that I'm kind of getting a little lost in, but it's okay. Taft looks
Banana
okay.
bread.
Okay, there's a banana bread. I'm taking lowlights for this. Maybe Smallman wanted a bug there. I'm not too sure. I think Alice was also alone. Buns didn't go back to Smallman, so I'm kind of relinquishing my suspicion of her. And I'm still just trying to watch other people. Like, Seek maybe wants a bug here. The fingerprint at bar should be dead. General is also getting another drink. Seek's path looks good. Disney is yet again going kind of near a bunch of those guys. I think I saw Disney next to Salmon and Kane earlier on in the game. And there is a reverse drive-by bug from General. Unfortunately, though, it didn't take. Otherwise, it would have the checked off bug ambassador. So before we start analyzing the game, because now my full-length analyses are going to be pretty action-packed, let's look at what I shot for. Um, so notice how I didn't see General leave the bar, and I knew Ambassador was walking by. One of the bugs that I mentioned in the level 2 daily video was that they can do a bug while the Ambassador is walking by them. And this catches a lot of, people who don't expect it off guard. And I almost didn't expect it, but I've played enough games to know and be disciplined to watch for it. So let's see it right in action. As you can see, I had a camera angle like this, and I rotated around to check it, and I saw that. And you see the snapback, right? I'll show it from the spy's perspective now. And yep, that was a bug. But luckily, it didn't take. So General did not have any mission progress towards this end here. We break animation, but this is what I mean. You have to break animation here because you're running out of time. So good on Gentleman for just breaking animation and go flirt. And so far, it doesn't look like we're really even that much of a suspect, which is good. But the purloin goes off, and it doesn't look like there's any it doesn't look like there's any suspicion from the spy. There's nothing really going on. Or the sniper, I'm sorry. If you missed a purloin here and you don't know who it is, you probably just lose. So, but I think from our lowlights, we knew that General was the only one who could have done it, so the original sniper should have known it was General, or whoever took the list, it was down to a 50-50. Who took the list? I'm not sure. Oh, I think this is a funny. Wait, wait. Oh, this is a funny game. I think the sniper was just AFK, so that's probably why this game ended up there. That's funny. Yeah, the sniper camera isn't even moving. That's pretty funny. Um, yeah, that's pretty funny. So, yeah, I think the spy has no choice but to win because the sniper's not even playing. But that's okay. We found the spy still. It's all that matters. Okay, so let's watch some stuff. So, let's run through the game here and see what happened. So, watch just so Why was I watching Pathing? So what about Pathing was I watching here? So you see the two bar doors over here. I'll just kind of like circle. So right here and right here, AI have a very specific way of walking around them, and it just looks very AI-like, and it looks perfect. Like they take a perfect path around the door. So this one, the left one specifically, looks really distinct, and it's very easy not to low light people, but to like judge if it's a good path or not. So I think Buns ends up going towards this middle conversation here, so she kind of walks towards the middle of the bar where she doesn't really have to walk through a door. So we'll see that. So yeah, she kind of walks in the middle. Let's see what Queen does. Okay, yes, so this is the path that I want you guys to see. So Queen kind of like walks around the bar and it looks very distinct. It looks kind of like a it just looks very like nice. Like she walks parallel with the door frame, kind of does diagonal across Damon, the security guard, and then just goes straight. And this is a very common path. Like watch, okay, Plane Twin does it. So you see how like they look exactly the same? That it just means it looks really AI-like. So I was kind of judging that, and when I see Queen do that, it lowers my suspicion of her just a little bit. And so it makes it really easy to watch like if the spy is gonna do it. Because let's watch I don't know if General ever goes out to bar. I'm assuming he goes out to the right conversation. Yeah. And the plan here is obvious. He just wants to flirt and maybe send off this Purloin. But let's watch a path around uh this right little doorway right here. I think Kane. Okay, so Kane's gonna go. No. Yeah. Okay. He kind of did a little path, but I typically like in this conversation you go towards the middle. I want to see. I want to get a path over here. Okay. Yeah. But like Rocker does this path again. Notice it's that parallel to the door frame, diagonal near Damon, and then just go straight into one of the conversations, and then like around that plant. That was a redirect from the briefcase off of Tex. Same thing. Diagonal, straight. So you kind of get the point. In pub, you see this path quite a lot, and when a spy doesn't do it correctly, it's kind of obvious because he either like stutters across the wall and maybe gets stuck on it for a little second, or he just kind of maybe doesn't go like parallel and diagonal and then straight. Maybe he like kind of stutters and like goes in a weird like way. It's just very distinct. You could just kind of tell. Uh, and then like it again, we see another wheels path. Notice how he bounced off of Rocker, and I think he was redirecting from the briefcase there as well. Let's see if is Tex gonna go out that way. No, so Tex is gonna go out towards the right. Okay, Alice,
Banana bread.
straight diagonal. There's our banana bread, and then yeah, Salmon did the same path again. So you kind of get the idea. So like, I'm not like a crazy pathing sniper, but I think like pub is kind of the only venue where I have to use pathing to my advantage because it's a pretty hard venue to really like be on top of everything as you saw. So I take some liberties and some risks and maybe hoping that like the spy is not as good at pathing maybe on the spy side of things because most people know like beginner level pathing like this, but yeah, around these two like bar entrances are like they're just very distinct, like you can just tell. Um, the reason why I'm going so far in depth into this is just because like the spy this game didn't really do anything. Um, but you kind of see like the spy's moving around a lot, and that's very common on pub. Behaviorally speaking, it's very common for the spy to be very active. Or if they hit like a green flirt next to somebody, they could just stay there and then banana bread maybe if they're in the same conversation, and then just do an inspect and done. So you really need to be paying attention to flirt on this venue. Um, I I was paying attention for like a couple different characters or whatever, but I don't think General was really ever suspicious to me until he went to bar for the second time, and then also when he was kind of like the only one in the bar after the banana bread, because it just feels like a spy trying to get some nice progress. He also time added later on in the game, so So yep, so he's going next to Taft, and if I had him paired at this point in time, I would definitely would have been he would have been my number one suspicion, but I really wasn't paired because notice he was across from his ST. But when you don't do obvious flirts as the spy, then you sacrifice a little bit of pacing, and it becomes obvious that when you're moving around a lot and trying to go the next to the same person a million times, it can be pretty obvious that you're the spy. Okay, and you see Taft's path around this right one. He kind of like goes around it and he hugs it to the conversation. Seek just did. I'll rewind that. So yet again, one more. Oops. One more example. Watch Seek's path out of this thing. Yep, left, diagonal, and then goes right to his conversation spot. Remember, AI will take the shortest path, and so he avoids that straight motion just to cut right to go to the conversation. And same thing, wheels, maybe some little micro adjustments here and there, but a spy really can't do that very accurately. And here's the bug, but it doesn't take. And then yeah, that was kind of all that there is to say about this game. Gent's plan was to just finish Purloin and then hurry up and get this last seduce. He also time added earlier too, which I think is which was I think that was a good idea. He definitely needed it. So, but yet again, when the enemy sniper is not playing, um, not hard to get a win. Kind of it's pretty funny. And then yeah, and then like yeah, there's just once you get one hard tell by in this mission, if you like for example, if there's a bug and you got away with it, you're winning the game 9 times out of 10. Like unless the sniper is just a pathing god. Um, but yeah, that was this game. I don't think there's really much else to talk about. That's kind of I think for these like pathing examples, I'm gonna go in like a case by case basis here and just show off these sort of unique paths as I see them. Remember, I'm not like too knowledgeable with pathing. Like I know like basics and like things that like I kind of use in my game, but um mainly I still try to keep track of stuff, which is what I did here. Like I caught him for the wrong arm bug. I didn't catch him for a path. You know what I mean? So, okay. I think that's it, all I wanted to talk about. I was just checking to see if he did the path that I was talking about, but I don't think he did. Yeah, no. And that's okay. But let's go to the next one. Okay, perfect. So, in the risk that I'm going to jinx it here, Courtyard is the easiest venue to snipe on for someone like me who just mission counts. Because obviously, contact, seduce, and inspect are free, but bug, purloin, swap, and fingerprint, you have to do one of those. So it's very nice because for someone who likes to mission count, if they don't have inspects but they have a hard tell, they're not done. 99% of the time, a spy will only do inspect, contact, and seduce, and it's just about finding that fourth mission. So the question always is on Courtyard, what is that fourth mission? So I'm going to be mission counting and watching for that fourth mission. So let's get into it. Memorize the statues first, and I think this is like maybe our second entire Courtyard game in the series. I think there was one maybe in level 1, if I'm not mistaken. I remember I was talking about fingerprints that one time, but anyway, let's get going and let's camp some missions, baby. Let's go. Okay, so AA, Ambassador is not in any danger. AA and AH. I probably can look for time ads here because everything's safe. Okay, there's a print on the drink. I have to see who takes the drink, but I'm still gonna look at everything else still though. Watching Kane for the bug. He didn't bug. Smallman, however, took a drink. Blink Twin is at the one closest to the ambassador right now. Disney rejects the drink. Okay, Alice with the first briefcase print. Okay, so just Alice and Smallman have fingerprint right now. Remember, fingerprint is when the ambassador touches something and the spy grabs it afterwards. So, for example, Smallman grabbed the drink after the ambassador did. And I think, was that Seek who just took a drink? So Seek might have had a difficult print, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So, oops, I didn't mean to safety off there. Okay, Teal rejects. Ambassador completely safe. I'm looking for time ads because there's no progress right now really from the spy. So typically when people have no progress, they need a time ad. So you can just
Banana
feel
bread.
sometimes that there's no progress. So General and Disney can be low lit because of Banana Bread. Sorry with the reject. Alice goes to statues. And remember, Alice has a print, so she's one to watch later on in the game for fingerprint. Purloin does not go off. Okay, there's no swap that goes off from Alice. I don't see a bug from Smallman or White Dress. I need to rotate around to see the other statues so I don't miss a swap. There's no swap that's gone off. Ambassador rejects a drink. Okay, and as you can see, Alice Alice has another print, I think. I don't know if it's difficult or just a regular one. Goes next to White Dress. Now, it's a hard shot because I think her etiquette there with the briefcase looks fine. I don't know. I don't know if she's the spy or not. So, I don't know if she has flirt or not either. She hasn't really been flirting to my knowledge. So, she rejected. I think there's two prints over here on both the AH statues. Smallman is the only other party goer that has a print. Sorry, rejects. Plain Twin is getting offered to. It might be Alice, and I might lose, but that's fine because we're on top of everything. If I lose, it's okay. I should have been more on top of it. Plain Twin rejects. Sorry, rejects, and now Alice is getting offered to. So I have to watch this. I also have to watch the AH statues on the right side. Oh, wait. There's been a swap on the right side, and I missed it. Because it's supposed to be AA. Okay, I missed something here. I missed something. I'm going to lose. I don't remember who was on this other side.
Banana bread.
Okay, this is probably a real BB, and I might have to shoot somebody. Duke is talking. I'm just going to shoot him. Okay, yeah. Um, Obviously, I was completely lost there. Now, you could argue that since I missed a mission, like, why don't I just hold? Well, for the sake of this being a low stakes, I might as well just take a shot, and then I can explain, like, where I went wrong. Um, yeah. So, this whole shot, the reason why I missed it was I just wasn't looking at the statues again. Um, I feel like Twin really, like, here's the thing. Twin kinda really wasn't like doing anything prior to that, and also like it just felt like a mundane statue inspect, so I wasn't really paying attention to it. I also knew that like Alice might have fingerprints, so I was kind of tunneled on her a little bit harder than Blink Twin here. I thought for sure that the reason why he like there was a banana bread late in the like this late in the game was because there was gonna be a shot, but obviously he was just framing. Um, Upon like watching this game with perfect information, I think it would have just been better to hold, just in case the spy isn't done. But I think if you miss the swap and you don't know who it is, um, then I think it's completely fair to just take a random shot, and it's okay. Um, I definitely think I should have won that one and just held, even if I wasn't sure. I feel like 9 times out of 10, if you have no idea who did a hard tell, um, you kind of just want to not shoot and not give into paranoia. And I think I did that in a level 4 and level 5 daily. But it's okay. Losses happen all the time. The reason why I saw the swap that late into the game, I thought somebody had done a swap cheese where some people will hurry up, pick up the statue, swap it, put it back down, and walk away. And the effect that that gives is that it basically clears them of all suspicion because you're missing information. Like you didn't see them go to the statue, so they have a free mission, and it's somebody random that doesn't probably have a highlight. Now, if I noticed the swap right after Blink Twin did it, then I could have been like, okay, he's the spy, right? And but I didn't notice it until very late in the game when I thought, oh crap, I missed a swap, and paranoia sets in, and then you hear a banana bread with over 10 seconds left in the game, and I thought somebody was going to be finishing. So I take a shot because I think someone's going to be finishing. I mean, if you miss a hard tell like this, you just deserve to lose anyways, and I deserve to lose that. So I just took a random shot in the dark and prayed that I was right, and I was wrong. But I think we were on top of everything for the most game. I think that the only thing that got us was that we were on top of swap, and sometimes that's just how it goes in these higher level games. Like you miss one thing and you're done. Such is the depth of the game, though, because you get a lot of chances to kind of watch stuff and be on top of stuff. But it's okay if you know that happens. You just gotta learn from it and keep going. And then we get a crash bug at the end, which would have confirmed to me that he was the spy at the end. But yeah, it was just such a non-suspicious timing for a swap that I just wasn't even expecting it, to be honest. So that's my bad. My only main sus was Alice because she was the only other person who could have had a fourth mission. And when that purloin chain of three people, it was like sorry Alice and somebody else. Um, when purloin didn't go off, I was like, okay, there's no other fourth mission here except for Alice. But I didn't think Alice had flirt, so yeah, I guess there was really no progress there. And if I had the swap earlier, maybe I should have thought back to who did it. But that's okay. Losses happen, and we learn from it. So I'm trying to think of anything else this game. So yeah, basically, um, we just do statues right off the bat, and then try to seduce. I guess it is weird though, because why don't you call over the ambassador over here? Like, why don't you hurry up and before you're about to do the last seduce, like before you even do the last seduce at like 30 seconds, why don't you hurry up and go to the window to get into mission win countdown? Just hurry up and take this purloin that's has like this big chain, and then you could flirt, and then you at least get into mission win countdown. I don't understand that, but I think that would have been better played if I was to give any critiques on the spy game. But yeah, I think we should have just held, but it's okay. It's okay. I think we should have just held there just because I missed the mission anyway. And so if I lose, I lose. If I take a random shot, chances are it's like a 1 in like 14 chance or something to get the spy. So, okay, so we have Nebula and Koopa. Nebula has a really good, crazy spy, so we will see what happens in this game. I'm just going to employ the same strategy, but hopefully this time we don't miss a swap. So let's go. AB. Okay, Smallman has a bug. Okay, I don't know if Red Dress. Okay, there's a couple early missions that could have been done. For example, Buns could have swap, so I need to watch her flirting. Red Dress could have hurry up and swap cheesed, and then Smallman could easily have flirt. So let's see who Smallman goes next to. Right next to the ambassador again, and next to Teal. However, a time ad has gone off, and I know two people that couldn't have done the time ad. Or I know three people that could have done the time ad. All three people who had mission progress. Which means that the statue configuration is good. So AB and HA. With Kane having a prince. I don't know if anyone else has a briefcase or not. We'll assume Kane's the only one with a print right now. I wasn't really tracking that. So I have three highly suspicious lowlights or highlights that got low lit. That was good. But I did miss a time ad. But I'll gladly trade a time ad for three lowlights that I don't have to watch, and that could have all done missions. Right now we're just chilling. There's no one at statues. Okay, I was gonna say there's no briefcase to be had. Seek takes a drink, but there's nothing there. Plain Twin could easily bug here. I'll just have to credit him for one. Okay, Plain Twin actually picks up a briefcase. White Dress is the first one in the chain, but no Purloin goes off. Okay, I like Twin's path there. It just looks very, like, nice and non-human like. Seek goes to a statue. There's no bug from Teal. That's what I was watching. We're still watching Purloin mainly here. I don't think there's any prints to really be worried about, because I don't think Ambassador's even taken a drink. Okay, but however, as I say that, Plain Twin now has another print. And I also have a bug credit for Plain Twin, but I feel like
Banana
his
bread.
path into that conversation was good. I don't know if he had the banana bread there. I'm honestly not sure. Seek took another drink, but I feel like that was, yeah, well, yeah. Oh, I missed another swap. Man, I gotta watch swap better. Um, well, I'm just so like I'm just so absorbed by watching everything else. I keep forgetting to check swap. So yeah, I missed this time ad, but it gives me three low lights. I already know what happened. He had a green test on it, and I just was watching other things. And I think that this is kind of like the whole I kind of lose some of my focus when I commentate. I think like some things that just kind of I just neglect to like think about because I'm trying to like say everything that I'm doing. So I apologize for missing these missions for you guys and getting the shots off. So let's see. Obviously we hit a two for it, which is great. I'm not really even suspicious of Seek even when he goes to inspect right here. I Oh, I missed a white swap, but I think, yeah, I think I was doing the same thing as the laser in the game, and I was already zooming away from it, so, or panning away from it, so I wasn't paying attention to this anymore. And then, yeah, a banana bread instantly, and I'm not even thinking about swap at this point in time. I did think, however, that Seek kind of, like, I saw that he took a drink, and I think I was about to comment on the game, but I feel like he drank it too quickly. And I kind of picked up on that right before I lost the game there. That I was like, wait a minute, Seeks, because I saw him taking another drink over here, and I was like, he just got a drink not too long ago, like only about a minute ago, and he's already, yeah. So I think I kind of was already on the trail of Seek there. I think one pan around to see that other side of the statues, and I think I would have sussed him out immediately, but I think the banana bread immediately was a good distraction tactic, and it worked. And yeah, you'll see that sometimes at the higher level. Banana bread's commonly used to distract from missions, and the spy sometimes or the sniper sometimes is watching something else. And if it's not the forefront of your mind to check statues or like to check something like that the BB is distracting from, like you're not gonna see it. And we see this as I was busy explaining other things. If I had to have been thinking about swap there the second that I heard this banana bread, because I at least could have checked it for like a green swap, and then I would have saw that's missing, and then I could have shot Seek, but I did not. Okay, we get another courtyard game because this game really wants me to be able to snipe a win on courtyard, and I also am making myself eat my words 2 games ago, saying that like this is the easiest venue for myself. I take it all back. This is the hardest venue. um, I take it all back, but hopefully we can break the cycle here. So let's go. A B, watching Amba of course. A B and A B. So okay, A B A B. Let's count the sips. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, and perfect leave by Disney, so that's fine. General rejects goes to Irish. I don't think anyone's time adding right now. The clock hasn't switched. Didn't mean to
Banana
low light
bread.
him. Okay, so Queen gets a low light, but she's the only low light I'm certain about, so I can't low light anybody else. Okay, Disney goes to a statue. Wheels. Okay, looks like Taft is going to be the next offer. Yep. Uh, That looks pretty good by Duke. I think Duke can almost be low lit from that mentally, not literally. We're watching Bug here. Irish has a print, and we're looking at swap again. No swap's gone off from Duke, so we're good. Salmon could have a bug or a purloin. You could quickly green reject the purloin and walk away. Dizzy's going to another statue. Uh, Alice could also be in this purloin chain. I'm watching swap here. I will not let this swap go. I will not let this swap happen again. I'm still keeping Bug out of the corner of my eye, by the way. Whenever you're looking at all this other stuff, you kind of want to keep flickering back to the ambassador. Okay, okay, and see, there's the print. Okay, notice how the ambassador goes all the way across the venue to Salmon. That just tells me that Salmon requested that drink, and I think that was a reject or a thing for the print. But remember, Okay, Irish has the briefcase. Irish had the briefcase, so she already has a print. So there's a good possibility that like maybe she remember like the second time somebody takes something, there's a difficult on the item, and so Irish just got a difficult print. Let's watch her etiquette. Okay, that's good etiquette. And I'm expecting statues here. Okay, and I'm gonna shoot this because I think she has fingerprint, and now she's inspecting. So we're just gonna shoot her. Yep, we redeemed ourselves. We redeemed ourselves. um. All right. So yeah. Fingerprint. Obviously, there was the one from the briefcase, and I'll show these off real quickly. There's the first print, and the second print was from Salmon requested the print. So now it's a difficult print. So now the spy has to hit that green action test, which I showed off in the daily level 2 video. And let's see the difficult. Yep, so you see action test green, which means that Gent hit the green test. And we go into statues here, which I predicted because of course that's the last mission. And we go at the mission 1 countdown. And if the sniper's not on top of these prints, you can't shoot. And there's no shot, and Mr. Hoffnung gives up fingerprint, but that's okay. Fingerprints are the hardest thing to track, so I don't blame him. Yeah, and then Gent gets the win there. And another 2 floors. So some of these games, these guys are hitting some good green test rates. This was a great game by Gent here. I think that the right next to Toby on in the windows and immediately take a drink is too obvious. When if anyone was on top of Prince, like for example, I saw this and I was like, yeah, Irish has a Prince. I'm expecting her to like request a drink here, and she did. So, yeah, I think this was a good game. So I don't really have much to say about it, other than paying attention for fingerprints is vital to winning any game of Spy Party. And we got our redemption, of course, so that always feels great. All right, aquarium. Uh, aquarium is probably gonna be pretty hard to talk about in the game because there's just so much to like look at. I feel like and pay attention to. For example, I have to memorize like the bar goers. I have to look at bookcases. So I'll do my best to describe what I'm looking at, but the overall game plan is still the same as kind of Courtyard, where I'm just trying to pay attention to that fourth mission, but um, inspects don't come pre-checked on this venue, so there's a lot of different things that the spy can do. So let's get going here. T-Flame versus Lagorv. I'm watching for bug. Okay, so AH and HB. AH. So AH is on both sides, and then HB is on both sides. So that's nice. Salmon was the first taker of the drink. Blink Twin could have maybe bugged there, but I don't believe it. Okay, Plain Twin could have a bug easily. Okay, I'm gonna kind of watch Plain Twin here. I've been doing a bad job of watching Bar, admittedly. And when I do a bad job of watching Bar, I kind of like to watch the conversation circles for motion, just in case someone sends. And typically the conversations fill up pretty quickly in Aquarium. So, like, for example, Dizzy just moved, and so that means Seek or Cowboy could have sent him. So if he went to the bar and took a drink, I would have been suspicious of that. I'm also not on top of Prince this game either, admittedly. I think Red Dress returns to the correct bookcase. We'll credit Smallman with a print there. I'm expecting a banana bread, I think. That was a weird path, weird little adjustment from Wheels. AI won't have to adjust like too late like that. Okay, Teal's returning to the correct bookcase. I think any purloin timer would have expired unless for Irish, so I I don't know about Wheels right now. Wheels looks suspicious to me, just because of some of the paths, but I don't really have to watch Smallman too hard for a swap here, just because there's no banana bread. Red Dress could have just sent to Teal, but I think Teal came to green bookcases. So if Red Dress sends, she sends it to Bling Twin, I think, or looks like Cowboy actually. There's no swap from Smallman. AI don't really often go to these window pads over here, so I think that it's kind of a little sus for Wheels to go there. Let's count his sips. 1,002. Okay. I think it's Wheels. He's just done too many like things that I'm like I don't agree with that. He's gonna banana bread and send salmon probably. Banana bread into salmon. I'm watching Bug here, reverse drive-by bugs. I'm watching. I'm watching motion to see if anybody gets sent to the bar, but no one is. Okay, so earlier on in the game, Smallman did fingerprint. I'm gonna low light Teal just because she doesn't have any missions. Um, Smallman, this is so the ambassadors took a drink, and so Smallman could have a fingerprint, and he's correctly picking up the briefcase, which he should. There's no mission progress right now for anybody besides Smallman, I don't think. Banana bread probably. No. Either I missed something egregious or
Banana
the
bread.
spy has no progress. Okay, so there's the banana bread right when Smallman joins conversation. And was it Wheels? Yeah, it was. Okay. All right. I now have some stuff to talk about. So, all right, let's. Okay, yeah, this path I didn't like. Yeah, that's what I didn't like. So, right here, Wheels, if you watch my cursor, probably if it was an AI, maybe he kind of goes like right here and here, or he just kind of does like a little thing, like a little jiggle around this thing, but then goes in. But as you can see, like they align themselves earlier on, so that way they can go linearly on it. Um, at least to my knowledge, but apparently if this was the spy, then maybe I think I'm right. So what I was expecting was for him to go like here into here, but he was like here and then like here, like it was like weird like here, where I was just expecting this. Like he saw he was gonna like it looked like a spy that was gonna miss the pad, so we hurry up and like readjust it onto it. And I don't think AI really do that. If an AI did that, I think that they would kind of do like a little slide on the pad and like their whole like body stays still. Whereas you saw that wheels kind of stood still there. Like watch Smallman enter this like watch Smallman do this same sort of path. Like you see that little right click adjustment, Smallman didn't do that. He did it like how I described, where he walks diagonally and then just straight onto the pad. Wheels kind of does diagonally straight, but then like does a little micro adjustment at the end, meaning that he missed. And I saw that, and I think that was weird. Okay, this path I think was also wrong. Yeah, so typically when you go like to these like one of these like little pads on the left or the right side of the aquarium bar, you kind of want to go at it from an angle like you're like walking across it, but then you kind of go like into it. Like let's see if I can find somebody that does it that does this. I want to show this off in the game. Okay, Alice probably does it. Let's see. All right, so watch Alice here. She kind of like is walking along the right side of this blue rectangle, and then she'll like kind of curve into the bar. So it's like a little V. Like you'll see the little V. And then you kind of yeah, you see that like she kind of like goes into it. Same thing with Smallman here. Whereas like Wheels just went straight in the middle of the blue pad as opposed to um taking that little V. And then yeah, and then the only other oh, but there might be one more thing here. Okay, yes, there is another thing I want to talk about. So you see this path around the right side of this couch? You see this right couch over here? AI will do a little twitch at the end of it when they're on this side, when they're going to like this side of the venue. So let me showcase this because I'm sure I'll probably get a good example. Okay, so watch Teal, watch Teal. She'll jiggle. You see that? She jiggled. Like she kind of like stutter step to the side a little bit. Right there. Let's see if I can find another example. Smallman, he jiggles. You see that? They kind of like jiggle a little bit. And if you notice, the wheels path, he just goes straight through it and then walks into windows, I think. Yeah. And what actually kind of cleared my sus on Smallman a little bit was that he did this little thing. He did this little maneuver, and you can kind of see it, I think, with the briefcase. So like right here. So he does this little jiggle right there, and then goes, and it looks very nice and AI like. And then yeah, also just remember from our etiquette that if you sip a drink, you have to wait 3 seconds, unless you're Kane, I think. 1,000, 1,000. So yeah, he just goes really early. That's not possible. So while the spy didn't actually do anything like he timed out, we kind of got a little bit of information from it. There was a lot of little etiquette pathing stuff um, that I noticed. And like I said, I'm not like heavily into pathing. I feel like these are all like very common things that like if you play a bunch of Spy Party, you just kind of tend to like get good at noticing. And or like these are all things that I've learned. Like I'm not learning anything that's like that like a spy like couldn't learn. You know what I mean? Like for example, you can replicate that like path on the couch and like you could do a correct entry onto a statue pad. Um, but I'm not really like using anything that is just like unreliable kind of. Like everything that I'm using isn't really a hard tell. Like if the spy knows how to do it, like I can't just shoot them for it. But if they mess up enough things, it kind of adds up. And like I said a while back, that like every game is kind of like an added calculated guess where you're just doing things, and you just have like multiple things that the spy's done. Like you're almost putting them on trial, so to speak. So yeah, they're kind of being put on trial in a way. And you obviously the most strongest evidence is the 4 missions that they do. If you catch their missions, if you had perfect information, that's the strongest evidence possible. And then sort of like some second rate evidence would be like catching them doing a really bad path. So, but I do want to go over like some common pathing things in like a later video. I'm just showing like short examples as they come up in these like teaching the dailies series, but I think that these were some pretty instructive things on Aquarium. Aquarium is probably like the #1 venue for pathing. This one in Modern maybe. So there's a lot of good gems to get out of it. Luckily we've had 2 pathing bad news. I consider Pub, Aqua, and Modern to be like the holy trinity of pathing venues in this game. So it was nice that we got some pretty good examples. But yeah, obviously the spy didn't really do anything else for me to catch him or not to hold on him. Smallman, I was kind of reduced my suspicion of him a little bit just because he didn't have banana bread. So let's say that he had flirt and then inspects and prints. Well, there's still no point in shooting because he doesn't have a banana bread. He had a banana bread at 6 seconds, but I waited for the overtime. And if I heard the beep 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 beep, I would have shot him, but I didn't hear that, so the spy had no progress. Okay, we get a game of Veranda, and Veranda is a also a camper's paradise. However, I always find myself missing random things on it, but that's okay. There's 8 statues to memorize, which can be a little difficult for the beginner player to do at first, but it takes practice. And let's go. So AH and AH. Also another AH, and then HH. So 3 AHs and then HH on the left. Okay, it's Kane. I think the spy's Kane. I'm just gonna shoot Kane. Yeah. All right. Let me. So this shot looks like magic. This literally looks like pure magic. If you have no idea what the heck I just did. This was not like any pathing or etiquette. Well, maybe it was etiquette. We'll say. I guess technically it's etiquette because you can't take out a book this quickly. But um, yeah. All right. So what did I catch? I'm gonna go to where I what I caught. Okay, it's about here. So I'm zooming back over on this side, and I'm watching the green bookcase, and I see this. I see him start to read a book he already, uh, as if he already went to green bookcase, read a book, went to somewhere else, sat somewhere else, and went back. I think I, this is like a really rough generalization, but I think like you have to wait at least like 4 to 5 seconds if you want to rip the book out, or 2 to 3 seconds. I don't know. Don't ask me. I actually don't know the timings for that, but roughly I know that that's what it should be. But here's the thing. There is 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Right now, there's 4 minutes and 1 minute and 1 second on the clock. And here's the thing. You're telling me in 14 seconds this man grabbed a green book, he read it for a couple seconds, so that's already like let's say you instantly grab a book, right? It's probably at least like 4:12 at that point. You read the book until like 4:09, 4:08, and then you walk somewhere else. There's nothing to get redirected off of. The ambassador is literally in Narnia with the briefcase over here, so there's no redirect off the briefcase. There's just no redirect off of anything. So by the time you walk somewhere, wait somewhere for like 5, 7 seconds, it's already past 4 minutes on the clock. So in my head, all of this just kind of went through my mind immediately. I said, "There's no way you're just getting shot." But what helped me pick up on this? Because it's a pattern. People will try to. This is a common cheese technique that is on Veranda, where they take either they take the red book to the green bookcase, or vice versa, and they hurry up and do it right in the first few seconds of the game, while the sniper's still trying to track everything else. And they get away with it because typically, like Time of Chaos, you have a million other things to be watching. Bookcases aren't really on my top priority, and that's just like kind of how I play anyway. So I saw him start to grab a book and start reading it. And remember, AI won't take a book out from a bookcase, stop reading it at the bookcase, and start rereading it. Uh, so either this is one of those cases, and that's an etiquette break, and I can shoot Kane, or this is way, way, way too early of a book cheese, and this is impossible. Now, if this happened at 3 minutes, I would have said, okay, I don't know where this book came from, but the fact that he did it right away, that means that he's suspicious, and there's no way that timing allows for this, and so instantly it all passed by my mind that this cannot happen, and it's a free shot. So let's watch the rest of the game though, and I will try to comment on stuff. We'll watch from the spy perspective just for now. Okay, and I mean the book read looks fine. Oh, I think there was also 3 people on the bookcase. It's always ominous, in my opinion, when there's 3 people on a bookcase. But anyway, that's like a little behavioral thing. That's not like hard evidence. Oh yeah, that's what I want to say too. So like you have like hard tells and mission progress as your first rate kind of evidence for your trial. You have pathing and etiquette as like your second rate evidence, and then behavior is like your third rate evidence. And all those should be going into a calculated guess to shoot the spy.
Banana bread.
All right, and we get a banana split. This is just when a spy hits a green contact and immediately leaves, hoping to get a low light, but in this case it didn't work. Little readjustment onto the pad there, but that's not correct. But I don't think the sniper was looking for it. Also, maybe the sniper doesn't really know how that works. A lot of these older games, that's the case. I feel like we live in an age of SpyParty research and science, so there's a lot easier ways to get down pathing and etiquette tells because people are constantly researching it. Okay, but yeah, we do inspect here, and right off the bat, I'm gonna assume that maybe we do fingerprints as well. That way we could do seduce, inspect, and fingerprints, or we'll just do a quick mission like purloin or bug. Or we could also do inspect, swap is really strong too. So I'm just gonna speed through it because it looks like nothing's happening. He's just idling to make himself look innocent, so kind of appeasing the third-rate evidence from the behavioral side of things. So yeah, we probably go to inspects. Yep, fingerprintable, but we don't take the fingerprint. We don't take the fingerprint with 1 minute on the clock left is weird to me. Inspect swap. Okay, yeah. So inspect swap. The sniper looks at the statue and gets ready to shoot, but it's too late. And yeah, I don't think there was much else to really talk about that game. It was just kind of your standard veranda-paced game. It was basically just do some early mission progress, chill out, as to like not make yourself seem like the top suspect, and then finish things later on in the game. But in my opinion, it was too late on in the game because the spy almost caught on to that like late swap. I think the spy was just a little bit late on it. But I can't talk about people missing swap because I already missed two swaps in this video. So um, I'm gonna shut up. We have library here, and library is also decently easy venue to watch. But of course it can be hard because you can only see a third of the venue at any given time, and that gives way to a bunch of different cheeses and different little tech that people can do. For instance, I just lost a game on library the other day because I missed someone having the briefcase behind a pillar. So there's all sorts of like little things you can do to like progress the missions here. But let's go. Okay, ABA, and I don't know what the statue is. AAH, or a swap, so I have to credit that swap. Okay, Buns is getting offered two. White Dress and Kane are next to each other on a pad. Not completely suspicious. Amba takes a book. Kane goes next to Queen. I'm watching Bug. Okay, Seek takes out a blue book, but he was... I feel like Seek was reading for a little bit, so... Okay, Kane and White Dress are on the same pad again. I'm gonna watch Bug. And there should be a print at blue bookcase. That was a good redirect from Teal. If if anybody walks over the bookcase pads, they will redirect. Kane and White Dress are in the middle again. We have AAH on the right side. Duke has inspects, but I'm not worried about it yet. Still waiting on the blue bookcase print to see if there's anything that happens. Sorry with the reject. Watching Bug. There's no time ad yet. Yeah, there's really nothing going on right now, so we're okay. We're chilling. I'm watching Purloin here. No fade. We're good. Okay, Kane returns correctly. I wasn't watching General, so if he goes to another bookcase, I'll have to watch him. Oh yeah, General should have this blue bookcase print, or at least it's difficult. Oh, okay. I see. So it's funny because I was just mentioning cheeses, and the spy ends up trying to cheese a statue. And for reference, this is what I thought I missed in the first game of Courtyard, that first Courtyard loss that I had, because I thought that the spy did this where like they hurry up and swapped it and ran away, so they weren't seen at the statue. Like for example, in this game, General doesn't even have a highlight for statues. I don't know if David highlights for statues or not, but um, yeah, I thought I missed that. So as you can see though, David wasn't even aware that General swapped the statue, and he probably is going to notice the swap at a later point and be like, oh wait, what is that? And then yeah, oh yeah, okay, so let's watch after this. Yep, so the spy's eyeing up for a bug. Nice bug. I think the sniper maybe sussed it out but didn't see it. We go to center inspects because David already missed a print. He's going to see if this statue wasn't swapped. I don't know if he noticed the swap on the left side, but this is just one of the many things that can happen. And so, yeah, now we're just looking for a single fingerprint. I'm going to assume he goes for the fingerprint after the book gets put back in green. Or, oh no, he didn't go back yet. That's okay. Oh,
Banana
duh. You don't even need to do that because he didn't do contact yet.
bread.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think about what I want to talk about this game. Yeah, main thing that that was missed was this cheese swap. David, the sniper, wasn't looking at that side of the venue, and so what ends up happening is that they just get away with swap because they weren't seen there, and they had that extra mission. And this is what the power of a free hardtail can do. And yeah, the bug was nice. I'll watch it from my perspective to see if I could have saw it. Oh yeah, it probably was behind the pillar, huh? Yeah, that bug's invisible. So, uh, can I wonder if I can see that if I'm tilting my camera? Probably not, honestly, but we'll see. Yeah, no. That looks invisible. That's a great bug. I have to say, that is a great bug. If I didn't catch the swap, I would have had trouble shooting this game. Because I could, at best, could have just credited that bug. Wow, that was a good bug. But yeah, center inspects are always suspicious, so if I missed a swap on the left side of the venue and I see someone go to center inspects, my alarm bells would have been ringing. But of course, if you miss a mission, you miss a mission. You have to have an accurate mission count to win. If you only have 4 missions and not 5, you're gonna lose. Or you might have to take a risky shot, which you would normally want to avoid. But that was a good game from the spy. Got the one hardtail free, did another really executed bug, another hardtail, and then inspects, which is a soft tail. So, I mean, there was just no really way of knowing that this was the spy or not. That was a great game, and we got lucky enough to see the swap. Now, if only we were that lucky in the courtyard games, where all we had to do was just pan around and see it. Ah, and we get one balcony game. No. All right. I'm going to do my best to win this game. Hopefully, there's some etiquette things that I could just watch. But balcony, my general strategy is just to watch talks and try and count them and see who's next to who, and watch pathing and etiquette. So I will take riskier pathing and etiquette lowlights on this venue. Let's just go and get balcony over with. I barely ever play this venue if I'm not gonna lie, so I'm not the one to commentate on it, but we'll see what I can do here. Watch bug first, obviously. Okay, ambassador is totally safe. Uh, that was a really fast sip. I don't think that that was legal. I think it's plain twin. That was a really fast sip. Yeah, I think that that was illegal. I'm gonna watch the etiquette for this drink take here. Okay, he rejects it. No, that looks good. I think I saw her sip. I might have missed it, but it's okay. Okay, I've got a correct briefcase return. So I think Kane, if he sips a drink, it starts counting when he takes a drink when
Banana
it
bread.
goes to his mouth. All right, I'm gonna shoot Plain Twin on his next talk. Okay, but we just go next to Kane. I'm sorry, I have to shoot this. Yeah. Um. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna watch this because I feel like this is a really fast sip, but I could be wrong. Yep. Okay, it was. I was gonna say that was way too quick. That was way too quick. Like I said, in previous videos, and especially my level 0 video, when a spy joins the conversation, he will wait an entire animation cycle before sipping a drink. And this one was obviously just broke cycle, but I used the fact that they'll wait a full one, and I just felt like this drink was way too quick, and so I just shot for it. And then add on to the banana bread and the going right next to
Banana
another
bread.
party goer. So notice he went right next to Kane here. Yeah, I thought this was suspicious too. But he got away with it though. Let's see if he does the correct. Well, he can't. 1,000, 1,000. Yeah, he can't do the correct etiquette here anyway because he's about to win. But did he drink any drink at other window pads? Oh no, he didn't. I think they wait 2 seconds after he gets a drink. 1,000, 1,000. 1,000, Okay, yeah. All right. So yeah, he broke etiquette there too. So we would have caught that too. So remember, after an AI sips a drink at windows, they will wait 3 seconds before leaving, and that was not 3 seconds. So I would have shot him there too. Okay. So um, remember to watch swap. Make sure to watch swap. Yeah. Anyway, so 6 out of 2. Most of the games I think had some. This is what I'm saying in like that level 6 and level 7 are just much more interesting because there's a lot more things to watch. Not necessarily mission wise, but like there's so much like little tech and things that you just have to know about the game to like, be aware of all the plays that a spy can do. Like for example, that cheese can catch off a newer player from veranda. Maybe they would have shot Smallman immediately in aquarium after getting the second fingerprint without waiting. What else? I'm trying to think what else like spies did. That balcony game I shot purely off of etiquette and not even off of like talk timings and banana breads. Oh yeah, the fingerprint game. So yeah, shows the importance of keeping track of fingerprint, even though it's a really hard mission to track. I was still on top of it, and luckily, the spy kind of gave me a freebie there because he requested a drink very close to Toby, and behaviorally I didn't like that, so I shot for it. Shot not for that, but like for like my shot was based off of her having fingerprints, going to statues, and the behavioralism of like being right next to Toby when the drink was offered, which just is all too incriminating. Um, so yeah, we held on wheels. We caught General's bug, but we would have caught his purloin too. Um, and we missed Bling Twain. We should have definitely held on just because if I miss that mission, there's no chance I'm gonna win anyway. So if I win, it's just because the spy made a mistake later on in the game, and I should have just let him make a mistake. And then the Seek game, I just got distracted, but I think I still should have been looking for the swap, so it was my mistake. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I hope that is starting to. I'm hoping that you guys are now starting to see the sort of depth of SpyParty, that there is so much more to watch that meets the eye, and that it's not just a watch the white swap party fest and simplified, that there is a lot of depth and ways of playing the game as spy, a lot of strategies that you can employ, and there's a lot of improvements and complexities to sniper that you can watch as well. So, that was the level 6. We have 2 losses, and that's okay. There's no issue with that. You lose from time to time, and just got to accept it and move on and improve for the next games. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Next time is going to be level 7, and those are going to be some hard games, and there's going to be a lot to talk about, especially if I lose. I think it's fine if I'm losing. I think that it shows like where some potential weaknesses lie, and it improves maybe your spy games as well. So next week, or not next week, until next level, guys. I hope you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. See you guys.